Hello my lovelies, welcome back. Today's video is going to be another reaction video with some interesting Reddit stories. Let's just jump right into it. I finally slept with my sister. Okay. Throwaway account because no way I'm posting this on my main. If I were you, I wouldn't be posting this at all. Me and my sister have always been super close growing up. We're only 2 years apart, shared a room when we were kids because our house was small, and we've been through a lot together. Shitty parents divorcing, moving around a lot, that kind of thing. It made us rely on each other more than most siblings, I guess. Bit too much maybe? We've always been touchy-feely in a non-weird way, like hugging a lot, cuddling during movies, stuff like that. But lately, things have felt different. She's been single for a while after a bad breakup, and I've been dealing with my own dry spell. We've been living together in a small apartment to save money. Rent is insane where we are. And the tension has been building for months. Flirty comments here and there, catching each other staring, accidental brushes that lasted a second too long. I tried to ignore it because, you know, she's my sister, but last night it all just exploded. We were drinking wine after a long week, watching some stupid Netflix show. She was leaning on my shoulder like usual, but then she looked up at me and said something like, "You've always been there for me more than anyone else." That's nice. One thing led to another, kissing, hands everywhere, clothes coming off. It happened on the couch, then moved to my room. It was intense, passionate, nothing like I've experienced before. She kept saying how right it felt, and honestly, in the moment, it did. Woke up this morning, tangled up together, and now reality is hitting hard. We haven't really talked about it yet. She smiled at me over coffee like nothing was wrong, but I feel this mix of guilt, excitement, and confusion. Part of me wants to do it again. Part of me knows this could ruin everything between us and our family if they ever found out. Has anyone else been through something like this? How do you deal with the aftermath? I don't even know where to start. I don't actually know how to react to this. Maybe if you didn't do it in the first place, then you wouldn't potentially ruin your family. And then why would you even post this? You know, if I was ever in this position, I wouldn't even be able to deal with the aftermath. I wouldn't even do it to start off with. You need some counselling. You need therapy after this. You need to tell your family. You know, if you keep this hidden for too long, it's gonna explode. It's gonna come out. You know, fuck. Oh my god, that's inbred. You can't use the excuse that you've had a dry spell for a while and then drink with your sister and then let that happen. What you did needs, you know, you just need to tell someone. Just fuck. People who say they can't cook are just lazy or dumb. Am I wrong? My friend all the time will say I can't cook and goes out for food almost every day, or instead she doesn't eat, or she eats Ritz crackers for dinner. I totally understand snacking or having the occasional meal out, but I think the only reason she does this is because, one, she's just lazy, and two, her dad can afford to pay for her meals out every day. I am far from a great cook. I make mistakes all the time in the kitchen, but the lack of even trying to cook baffles me. How can you justify getting a $15 poke bowl multiple times a week when you can literally throw salmon and rice into the rice cooker and have almost the same meal ready in 20 minutes? There are so many extremely easy TikTok recipes that turned out great every time. For example, often I put salmon, half potatoes and asparagus on the same pan and bake it for 20 minutes and boom, you have an amazing meal just like that. The most complicated thing I've ever seen her cook is scrambled eggs. They are always overcooked. Also, she can't tell when water is boiling. I don't want to call my own friend dumb because she's a great student, but holy crap, the lack of critical thinking used in the real world is astounding. You have basically just called her dumb a couple of times in there, and people who say they can't cook are not lazy or dumb at all. I say I can't cook. I mean, I can't cook homemade meals well. I've given it a try, I've given it a good go, but I'm not passionate about cooking. I'll use the air fryer to throw some bits in, throw something into a pan. That's about it, really. Oh, I'm not being funny. If she wants to eat Ritz crackers for dinner, let her crack on with that. Just let her do it. And at least she gave the scrambled eggs a go. Even if they're overcooked, she gave it a go. She tried to cook something. That's not lazy. She attempted it. That's all I've really got to say for that one. Ain't lazy or dumb. Ice cream does not belong on warm baked goods. Cookies, brownies, pie. All examples of things ice cream should not be put on. It adds a nice sweetness, but it's not worth the weird hot and cold temperature thing that goes on. Warm baked goods should be enjoyed as they are with appropriately temperatured toppings. A good crumbled peanut topping on a brownie is acceptable. I quite like the idea of having a dollop of vanilla ice cream on a warm fudge chocolate cake. I mean, I think that tastes sensational. But again, each to their own. If you don't fancy it, that is fair enough. Again, we all have our own opinions. What is your favourite pairing with ice cream? Now, this next one is going to be a wild read, so buckle in. I let my dog use me. I'm going to get a ton of hate for this, and it's deserved. I've been exposed to and the concept of sex for as long as I can remember. I remember my parents doing it right next to me before. When I was young, around 7 or 8ish, I would constantly watch. I've had unsupervised internet access for all of my life basically, and one day I wanted to try the actual thing. I was about 11 and I let my dog lick my penis on numerous occasions, which is disgusting. But not only that, I would constantly try to get him to enter me. And he did. It hurt like hell and I immediately threw him off. I haven't attempted it since. I regret it so much, it haunts me, and every time I think of the situation, I feel a tingling itching sensation in my arse. I'm 18 now and still addicted to the internet, and it's ruined me mentally, but it's all I have. I can't get therapy and I didn't really have anyone to talk to about it. I fear I'm going to hell forever, no matter how much I pray for forgiveness. I'm so sorry if I gross any of you people out, I just had to get it off my chest. That read is a hard pill to swallow. I don't actually know where to begin with this. I just want to ask, why can't you get therapy? Why can't you speak to anyone, even if you just even if you go to a hospital and speak to a nurse, or just anyone, just speak to someone, please. This is so disturbing, and you can't sit with this. This is so traumatizing, and the more you let it sit, the more damaging it's going to be to you. Please get some therapy, just get some help, just speak to someone, anyone. That's all I can advise you to do. I keep getting random urges to run away and start over. I am 26, engaged, and have a decent life with my fiance. We aren't that well off, but we make it work, and we also have a bunch of pets. I love my fiance with my entire mind and body, there's no doubt about it, but every now and again my brain keeps telling me to take the pets and drive to the other side of the country to start over. Become estranged from my family and not tell anyone where I ended up. just not to look for me. My job is universal and I could go anywhere, so that wouldn't be a problem if I ever went through with it. Probably won't because I couldn't do that to my fiance. I just don't get why I feel this way. With this sort of situation and the feelings that you're having, I suggest that you might need to sit down and talk to your fiance because that's just going to eat you up. There's got to be something deeper that is going on for you to feel this way. So don't sit with it for too long. Just talk to your talk to your fiance, or if you can't, confide in a family member. This is something that needs to be spoken about just to get it off your chest properly and explore why you're feeling this way a bit more. My lovelies, as well, if you have any thoughts or feelings on any of these posts, drop them down in the comments. Let's get talking and let me know what you think of this video. My friend caught me taking a pic of her soles and she doesn't want to talk to me anymore. We were at a party for a long time and she was dancing all night, barefoot, and after the party we went to my home just to hang out for a bit. And I noticed she had her soles so filthy and she was laying the couch next to me, using her phone with her dirty soles, basically pointing at me, and I grabbed my phone to take a pic, trying to be sneaky, and she just... Let me try and read that again. We were at a party for a long time and she was dancing all night, barefoot. And after the party we went to my home just to hang out for a bit. And I noticed she had her soles so filthy and she was laying on the couch next to me, using her phone with her dirty soles, basically pointing at me. And I grabbed my phone to take a pic, trying to be sneaky, and she just saw the flash with my phone camera directly to her soles, and she just looked at me with like a disgust face and said, "What the fuck are you?" and said, "What the fuck, you are very weird," and just left. She doesn't respond to my message, and now I think I ruined everything. The fact that you took a picture of your friend's feet because they were filthy says a lot, really. You know, this is really weird and strange and creepy. No wonder why she's not replying to your messages. Maybe you should explain why you did that in the first place. Be honest. I'd probably do the same if anybody took a picture of my fucking feet in that state. No, thank you. Staring directly into my neighbour's house as I was walking by. So it's dark and snowy, and I'm walking my dog by my neighbour's house, and I was just looking through their window into the house being nosy, and I got caught by the husband. I'm so embarrassed, I wonder if he even noticed. How many of you do this? I always catch myself looking into people's houses as I walk by. It just happens naturally. I have no control over myself doing this. I really wasn't trying to be creepy or anything. You do have control over this. I am very much a people watcher, but not in a creepy way. I just like watching the world go by. And I have caught myself, you know, walking through the neighbourhood where I live, being a little bit nosy, looking through her windows, not up close, just walking by, so it's a bit more subtle. But I don't do it all the time, so I have control of myself doing that. So if I have control over doing that, you do as well. This is just a classic case of people watching. Do any of you do people watching where you live? Let me know. Some might say this is a rip-off of Oasis. That is a rip-off of that is a rip-off in a way. I mean, it sort of looks similar. The Blur drinks are £1.25. Oasis is £1.97. What in the fuck? That's extortionate. A bottle of Oasis being £1.97. God, the cost of living really is hitting. £1. £97 for a fruity, diluted squash. Let me know. What is the most expensive drink you have seen in the UK in terms of these big brands like Oasis, Fanta, Coca-Cola? Let me know in the comments. I want to see which is the most priciest that you have seen and where did you see it. I just need to say it. I fucking love the UK. I need to put this into the universe. I absolutely love your country. I cannot stay away. Every country has its merits, of course. I've seen some incredible things as I travel. Historic medieval towns, amazing architecture, jaw-dropping world-famous art pieces, ancient ruins, etc. But the UK just hits different. Even with the tree-lined streets and the music and the aperitivos, none of those places hold a candle to how I feel when I'm here. Every time I come back, I try to go somewhere new. I've been to the southern coast and Brighton, wandered London, gone all the hell the way out to Margate, explored bits of the north, not Scotland yet. Definitely visit Scotland, there are some beautiful parts up there. Old Manny and Liverpool. And now I've come all the hell the way over to St. Ives. Beautiful place. And what gets me every single time is the people, the culture, the beer, and yes, the food. In a lot of countries, when you're travelling solo, it's easy to feel alone. But in the UK, I never feel that sense of hopeless aloneness because people are so willing to help. It's offered politely, willingly, without making you feel stupid or like a burden. Okay, maybe not in the very heart of London, but London makes up for it by having every cultural event imaginable happening every 2 feet every day. Even when I stay in smaller towns, quieter places, or spots that are cheaper near big cities, there's this sense that something interesting has always happened there. There's always a plaque about an interesting and usually important bit of history, or ruins from some ancient pagan religion, which blows my mind every time. The landscapes, the rolling fields, the sheep, the stone walls that have been standing for centuries, all the way over to the phone booths and double-decker buses, the Doctor Who shit, the Beatles, the British cartoon characters and vintage shops, the tea, the meal deals and the M&S ready food. How you call them wheelie bins instead of garbage. How some people have a washing up bowl. The differing accents that tickle my ears. How you pop round to the shops instead of driving to the store. The different taps for hot and cold. The friendly little house spiders. The ubiquitous and artistic wildlife home decor. The historical mysteries and the checkered past of some of the rulers. I fucking love it all. And about the food, it pisses me off when the people trash UK food. They've clearly never been here. What the hell is wrong with potatoes, chips, cheese, fried fish, meat pies, beers, crumpets, scones, clotted cream, afternoon tea? Everybody likes that shit, and if they say they don't, they're lying. A place that Mary Berry calls home has to have good food, and it's very interesting to eat these pies and other pub food that originated in times gone by. I feel closer to history when I get a chance to have a pie and a pint and imagine how things used to be. I'm not under any illusions that UK is some magical land where everything I'm not under any illusions that the UK is some magical land where everyone is perfect. Every country has its weirdos. But the overwhelming feeling I get here is welcome. Not just that I'm happy to be here, it feels like people are happy that I'm here as well. Today I came over from Bristol Airport to Cornwall and honestly, I only made it because of the kindness of several strangers. The last train was held for us and I have a lot of shit and several people helped me rush to the connection with all my shit. That kind of thing does happen in the UK. That kind of thing does happen in the US every now and then where I'm from, but here it feels more instinctive and more common. If you're struggling, someone will just step in. People go out of their way and they do it with such natural warmth. Plus, you are all plus you are all Plus you are all so funny and you don't take yourselves too seriously, which is a refreshing change from the US. I know the saying is stiff upper lip, but the joy is contagious seeing groups of friends of all ages embrace a night out, and the joy in being together so publicly, and it's really heartwarming, honestly. I'm a little devastated that I have no pathway to immigration here, to be totally honest. I'll guess I just have. I'm a little devastated that I have no pathway to immigration here, to be totally honest. I guess I'll just have to keep visiting. Now, this is a really, really, really lovely Reddit story to end on here because I am from the UK, as you can probably tell by my accent. And, we do have a lot going on in our country at the minute in regards to politics and surrounding subjects that most are not happy with. And this post sort of reminds us that we have all this history, all these architects that tell a massive story of where we came from and how this country was built. And there really is beauty in our surroundings that we, as of recent, have let slip. And just reading this post just brings it all back. The pies and the beer in the old country pubs, the stone brick walls that we have lying all across our country that have that history in it themselves. We have all these bits to embrace, and yes, we still have so many good people in our public that are so welcoming and really helpful, and they just do that by instinct. And if you are one of those people, thank you so much. You guys are amazing. Yeah, this makes me a bit more happier to be from the UK. This is such a heartwarming post. Whoever posted this, thank you so much for visiting us, and you are more than welcome to come back for more pies. Right, my lovelies, that is it for today's video. Thank you all so much again for watching, and if you'd like to see any more, like and subscribe so you don't miss any more of my videos. I post every Wednesday and Sunday. I will catch you all at the next one, but for now,